One of the worst mistakes you could be making right now is if you were trying to scale a brand and you're running meta ads, is actually knowing, is my increase in spend, is it actually driving what we call in the business incrementality? So incrementality in the business means for every $1 I spend, how many new customers can I get? I hear all the time when brands come, they want to work with us, is I'm spending on meta, but I don't think it's driving new customers. And this is so easily avoidable. And this happened with a supplement brand that's doing about $400,000 a month. And I want to show you what that mistake is, because a lot of people don't know that they are making this mistake. So when they come to us, that's one of the first things we always look at is what you're spending on meta. Is it driving incremental new net customers? Because that's the lifeblood of every commerce brand. So let's take a look at it. So here's an example of the ad account. On the face of it, you probably think things are going pretty good, right? So the cost per purchase is really low. They have an average order value of around $55 to $60. So this means that they're actually making money on the first sale, which is great for a supplement brand, especially when that's consumable. It looks like the ROAS, if you're looking on the face of it, also looks pretty healthy for a supplement brand that's spending, $50,000 to $60,000. And so it looks on the face of it like, man, they are doing pretty good. And I would also agree with that. They are doing pretty good. But the problem is when you look at meta, it shows that the cost per purchase is really great, $25. But for this brand, they're also using triple whale attribution, and triple whale attribution says it's costing them $200 to get a new customer. And so obviously, both can't be right at the same time. So what is the actual problem? So what we found was whoever's running this account, it's not actually driving incrementality. What I mean by that is this brand, they spend a lot of money every single month, and they have 200 different influencers and content creators that they pay to make content for that brand. And when they make that content, they'll post it on Instagram, they'll post it on Facebook. And so what happens is Meta, when you're running an ad, especially if you're doing highest volume campaign, it will put your ad in front of people who they think is the most probable to convert. At the end of the day, Meta does not discriminate where that person is in the buying journey. They don't really care. They just want to do what you tell it to do. And so what's happening is for this particular brand, Meta is serving those ads in front of people who are more than likely already going to purchase or already knew who the brand was, and they're not taking action. So what that means is the efficiency of your spend is not actually driving new customers, net new customers. It's only, in this case, driving returning customers, which is what's happening, or people who are already going to buy. So, and how you can find that out is by going to your attribution settings. So if you go into your attribution settings, you can actually set what window are people taking action. Now, by default, Meta, when you launch a campaign, does a 7-day click, 1-day view attribution. That means that if someone sees my ad today and they buy within 24 hours, Meta will take credit for that sale. That's the 1-day view. But if they click today and they don't buy for the next 7 days, but they buy in that 7th day, Meta will take credit for that. Now, the problem with that in this particular model is this brand is driving so much organic awareness already with their repeat customers as well as influencers and content creators that Meta is just putting their ad in front of people who they think is most probabilistic to convert. But Meta doesn't know if that person is a new customer, a returning customer, or if they were going to buy already. So you can see right here what's happening is of all their results, nearly over 80% is of people Meta is serving ads to 1-day view. So what that means is people see an ad or they scrolled through it because, again, you don't know. A view to Meta could be they just scrolled right past it. It could be they stopped and they kept moving on. But what it does mean is that they did not click on it. And so our point of view is if you did not click, the ad did not work. So Meta is just serving ads to repeat customers who are already going to buy anyways, or to people who already had some awareness and taking credit for it. So what that means is that's why this brand is kind of freaking out, because all of their money is going to people who is not actually taking action on that ad. So what that means is they're kind of frankly just burning cash, and it's not efficient. So this is an easy way to notice, is my advertising driving net new customers? And as brands scale, as they take on other channels, as they start working with influencers, as they start bringing in more organic traffic, a brand always has to go through the process of changing the attribution settings in the Meta ad account. What that means is it may look a little bit worse in platform, but what it means is your ad results becomes more efficient. Why? Because Meta's going to do what you tell it to. So by changing from a 7-day click, 1-day view to 7-day click, now Meta has to re-optimize only for people who take action on that ad, who actually click on it. So what that means is now it's going to go after who are the people that are most probabilistic to click on an ad and to take an action. So now it's going to force itself to stop going after people who are already repeat purchasers, who are already going to buy, and optimize for people who are are actually going to take action. Again, incrementality. Or for some of our brands, as they scale, we go to 1-day click, meaning we only want Meta to optimize for people who see an ad, take action, and buy within 24 hours. This is so critical because this is the difference between a brand spending $50,000 a month and being frustrated that they're not bringing in 50,000 or more net new customers, which in this brand's case, they're bringing in less than that. And the difference between spending $50,000 a month and driving $100,000 a month in net new customers. That's how important this is. I know it's a technicality and it's not as sexy as creative, but this is so important because incrementality at the end of the day is how efficient is my advertising being in driving net new customers. And we do this all the time. And that's often a transition we go through with brands as they scale, as we start lowering the attribution settings so that one, the advertising becomes more incremental, but then also we can start seeing what ad platforms are actually driving net new customers. In the beginning, if you're under $10,000 a month, I wouldn't even touch this. I will leave it the same because you're in the phase of just collecting as much data as possible. But like I said, as you scale, you have enough data to where you can start peeling that back. Incrementality. So that is such a big mistake that I see literally every single week when brands come to us that I had to make a video about this. So make sure you check your attribution settings. So a few warning signs is if you check it and over 50% of your purchases are coming from a view attribution, I would consider changing from 7-day click, 1-day view to just 7-day click. That typically for most brands, until you're spending a lot of money, is probably good enough as is. But if you check your attribution settings and you're at 30% or less coming from view attribution, it's probably okay. It's not that big of a deal. As you scale up, you'll want to keep an eye on that. And as that creeps up, you'll want to switch to click attribution. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you found that valuable. I'll see you in the next one.